You are tuning in to the Cigar Guys Podcast, where aficionados and newcomers alike gather to explore the vast cigar universe. Meet your host, Alexander Gonzalez, Mark Nikolai, his big little brother Zachary Nikolai, and Jared Burrows. So sit back, light up, and let's get the conversation started. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
What if every cigar was considered vintage? What if every cigar that we made was that perfect experience? And so that passion drove us to create Pareil, a cigar without equal. The inspiration between Pareil is 100% all about quality. Everything that we enjoy in our cigars, everything from the tasting notes, to the burn, to the aroma, to the way the cigar lights, to the packaging, everything is focused on Pareil cigars. And that's where we came up with our name, Pareil, which is French for without equal, unparalleled. And we take every cigar that we make to that level, making sure that if it isn't something that inspires you to do something more, then it's not part of the portfolio, and that's what drives us every day.
Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Cigar Guys Podcast. Back in the studio once again with myself and Jared Burrows. How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
It's a great Monday. A little rainy.
Actually, yeah, we don't usually record on Mondays, but we had to make an exception for the guest of honor today,
The CEO of Cigar TV.
Sean Mobley. How are we doing today?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Absolutely. Great to have you here in the studio. Kind of a reverse because we're usually at your studio, but we wanted to host you officially on the Cigar Guys, talk a little bit about what you do. A lot of exciting stuff. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, man. It wasn't a bad drive today. I came over a little earlier, and my parents live over this way, so said what's up to mom, and then came to hang out with you guys.
Good deal, man. And then feel free to move this a little closer.
Okay.
Just so everyone can hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, great to have you, man. I know you drove all the way from Tampa. Broke up that trip though, as you said, so that's always good. We were just down there last week.
Yeah, I saw you guys were at Central, weren't you?
Yeah.
Gotta love
A
Central.
lot of places, actually.
Love Central Cigars. We stopped by there, did a bunch of rounds for Besa, Pareil, which actually conveniently, it just all worked out. We're all smoking the purple today.
Like a lightsaber.
What do you think so far?
Dude, I've smoked a couple of these. I smoked one with you guys in studio on my end. I smoked one at PCA, and I smoked one somewhere else. And when I think of this, I think clean. It's very clean. And we were talking earlier, I don't know anything about tobacco, but I can tell when a cigar is clean, when it's smooth, and when it's been aged well, and that's what this is.
Exactly. It's like one of those cigars where a lot of people might not understand it until they actually try it for themselves.
Yeah.
And then you get that, like you say clean, I think like smooth, no aftertaste. It's just so clean is really a great way to put it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, it doesn't really make sense when you say that. But once you try it, man, I mean.
I saw you guys, and I was in DC for the PCA fall fundraiser and the Women of PCA advocacy stuff. Georgetown Tobacco was carrying you guys, and I was like, there's no way these guys are in here. And sure enough, you are. And she was speaking so highly of you guys. I mean, I was impressed you guys were up there. They don't carry everybody.
No.
Yeah.
So that was very impressive.
There's a lot of little pockets where Pareil is. I mean, of course, that cigar requires a specific clientele, I would guess you could say. And you look at the list of where it's at, it's spread out all throughout the United States and growing tremendously.
I think it's an interesting effect based on the price point, but at the same time, you have a good 1 hour where you're dedicated to it and you really will love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Georgetown Tobacco, great guys up there.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see that brand kind of expand and everything.
Absolutely, man.
But of course, we all know about Pareil. We'll talk about it here and here, but we're here to talk about Cigar TV. What is Cigar TV? And we'll talk a little bit about you personally. Like, who is Sean Mobley? How did you get into cigars? And what ultimately led to Cigar TV becoming a thing?
Yeah, man. Cigar TV, I'll give you the quick elevator pitch, is a global streaming channel dedicated to the cigar industry and lifestyle. We went live on Roku right before PCA. Just went live on Distro and 10 other streaming services globally.
Nice.
Got like 20 more in the pipeline right now. It's just everyone's different, different requirements, stuff of that nature, and getting on different processes, vetting processes. But yeah, we shoot 8 original shows, everything from destinations, tobacco farms, cigar lounges, factories, to cigar ratings, to in-depth interviews. We just had Ernesto Perez Carrillo in on Friday, along with Miguel from Crown's Heads, 2 different behind the blends. And then today we had Derek Matthews from, I'm drawing a blank on the brand. Somebody speak to me. Where was I at today? Who was in today?
See, you're working so hard.
You're
forgetting
I don't
what's
even
going on.
know
You're working
who
too
is there.
hard.
What brand was he with? With Blackworks. Black Label Trading and Blackworks. I don't know why I just drew a blank. Angela and I'm at Oveja Negra in Nicaragua. We went and saw them a couple months ago. But yeah, man, we are just trying to highlight the cigar industry, make it entertaining, give it another, outlet, television. There's magazines. Why are we not on TVs? So, quick pitch.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you say highlight the cigar industry, but with the trajectory you're going at, I think you're going to encompass the entire thing here very soon. I mean, you're doing brands, ratings, as much as going to the factories and farms where they're being produced.
I think it's really impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lounges. It's a lot of stuff. So just kind of give the consumer a little bit of a better idea. Let's talk about some of the shows, like Behind the Blend,
Yep.
Burn Rate.
Yep.
Kind of let people know, if they haven't seen it yet, what exactly these shows kind of encompass, the style of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that is, 1, unique and unlike any other, but 2, it encompasses so much. So let's talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, man. So Unrolled, our 3 flagship shows, Unrolled, Behind the Blend, Burn Rate. Unrolled is our destination show, like I just said. Think old school A&E Pawn Star style TV, run and gun. Yeah. We're not jumping off of buildings. We're not blowing stuff up here. We don't have that type of funds. Behind the Blend, we bring in owners, brand ambassadors, sales reps. We break down product. Then we sit down and hear their story, kind of tied into a 22-minute episode. Burn Rate, we have our tobacconists, Chris Kelly and Brian Besa. Chris Kelly's been in the industry for over 40 years. He used to do blind rankings back in the day, owned his own cigar lounge in Pennsylvania, has his own brand. And Brian Besa, I don't know anybody who's more passionate, maybe outside of you guys, about cigars. Young guy, worked in the industry. We have the perfect pair, which we took AI and taught at Cigars. So we have a historian, an aficionado, mixologist, and a culinary expert. People submit and ask questions. The AI will give an answer. The human will give an answer. And it kind of just gives people some information, What do I smoke with my steak tonight? I want to get my dad something for Father's Day.
Exactly.
Simple stuff of that nature. We're doing Cigar Essentials, which is Cigar QVC. We just started that show back up. That was a work in progress, but we're getting that show running with Mr. Howard G. Howard G's running that one. What else are we doing? Lounge Life, shooting it that season 1 at Grand Cathedral. So that is like Pawn Stars.
I think this will be great.
Yes. So,
everything you're doing is great. I'm just saying this would be transformative.
This one's pretty cool. It's instead of people coming in and selling a product like on Pawn Stars, people are coming in asking questions to the back of the show. I'm from West Virginia. I'm visiting Tampa. What do I smoke?
What do I do now?
Yeah. So we kind of tell a storyline throughout that one. And then Cigar Events, Cigar News, and then we're actually working on one. I haven't even told anybody yet. Nobody really knows. Let's break it here. We're working on a cigar master blender show at JC Newman early January. So it'd be like Chopper Ink Master in a way. People will come in. They obviously have to have some sort of cigar background or ties in the cigar industry.
From the blending perspective,
blending perspective. And, JC Newman has all those tobaccos. So people will, will test their skill, different unique challenges. People will get eliminated. We'll move on and crown somebody Master Blender champ.
Wow. So we'd be bringing in different blenders from different companies and different kind of backgrounds, so to say. Like, for example, JC Newman, obviously, they have not number one, the knowledge, but JC Newman also does that kind of program where they allow consumers to try different fumas and blend their own cigars. Aganor Salif does that. A few other companies do that. So you're going to kind of bring those people in to do the show, or what do you think?
No, we're actually you just have to have. You have to be in the cigar industry. So it's whether you're working at a lounge, limited, you can own a lounge. It's not just master blenders from companies. It's anybody who's interested and wants to be involved. You have to have some sort of ties to somewhere, though. So we're doing a whole interview vetting process as well. So
that's actually more interesting, though, because, I mean, you got a guy like me, for example.
Yes.
I've been in the industry for a while, smoking cigars for a while, but I haven't actually blended a cigar myself. Yeah. But it'd be crazy to see me use my knowledge and see how it turns out, or someone else like that.
But you have rated blends, so I think you're like 88% there. Right? You've done it.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah,
he's done at least 2-3 cigars. I think Alex has the knowledge. You can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you have more criteria than some people who work in lounges. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're in it 10 toes. But yeah, JC Newman also has that new cigar making thing they launched where you can create your own cigar. Not only do they have the tasting, you can create your own the program.
It's like, why did we think of this?
Well, hey, I don't know. We brought it up to Drew at PCA and he reached out a couple months after, and so we're in the process of kind of laying everything out right now. There's a week in January that works for them, and we're going to knock the whole season out, 10 episodes in 5 days. So yeah, man, we're excited on that one. Very excited for that one.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, you're doing something that this is one of a kind, truly. I mean, obviously we have podcasts like this, other cigar medias, but this is literally Cigar TV. It is a whole nother level. The budget that you guys have to allow you to do the stuff that you do, to travel, and just the quality that you guys are putting out is unlike any other.
I really think you're bringing everyone together, which is like a whole nother level.
That too. You know. So I know you said this is available on Roku and a few other streaming services. So what's the easiest way right now for someone to access Cigar TV if they're hearing you for the first time and they want to access it?
Yeah. So for me, if you have a Roku TV or a Roku device, that is my favorite way to watch it because the VOD player is also on there. So we have season 1 of Unrolled, Burn Rate, and Behind the Blend. We also have your guys' show on there, Creekside, Texas Roadshow, and somebody else. I'm not sure who the fourth one is.
Is it Burn Down
Podcast. Yes.
That's correct.
And then there's also the 24/7 loop that's just constantly playing. So you can go select episodes, kind of pick around and choose what you want to watch. Nice. You can go to cigartv.com. You can also download the Freecast app on any streaming service, also on your cellular device as well. That's an app. You can find Cigar TV on there. So for me, the Roku devices are my favorite. You can also download the Freecast app and find Cigar TV on there as well.
That is true, though, because at Blend and Barrel, our home lounge, it's playing all the time.
All the time.
I appreciate you guys.
Of course, yeah.
Shout out Shia there.
Yeah, Shia.
It's always playing.
Yeah.
Shia's always got it playing. But to your point, there's been a couple of times we've gone there and been like, well, we can change it to, all our appearances on the Burn Rate, Behind the Blend. We can do our podcast as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, what's great is it's live TV running a bunch of different episodes. You get to see different lounges, different companies being featured. I think that there's so much knowledge you can learn, or at least from the exposure aspect of, oh, I've never heard of this brand, or I get to learn more about this brand. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of knowledge and content all put into one.
Yeah. I would, as young guys, right? And for me, I didn't realize this aspect of Cigar TV till probably a couple months ago, but, we're always trying to create new experiences in the cigar industry, right? There's only so many cut and lights you can do. There's only meet the makers. I think dinners are pretty popular right now. I enjoy a good dinner. But Cigar TV, it does offer your lounge a whole nother experience for whether it's that first time customer coming in or it's just that regular who's in there every day. It's something, it's new. You can see where your cigars are from. You can see the people behind the brands. And it's not just, the Carlitos of the Fuentes. And it's not the George Padrones. It's yourself, the reps running on the streets. It's it's everybody. It's the rollers back in Nicaragua, DR. So it does create a whole new experience, I feel, for whether it's that first time smoker or it's that vetted guy who's been in your lounge every day.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that obviously the vision is to have this in pretty much every lounge.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So that way you can have content centered around cigars from different lounges to brands, all featured in one place. I mean, YouTube is a great collection of everything you can ever learn about brands, lounges, whatever. But Cigar TV is so specific to the cigar industry, of course, but also it's all going to be high quality content.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining too, because you get that 30-minute segment that is, it feels like live TV, like you said, whether it's Chopped, food, the food channel in general, it's kind of that style. It's something we don't have in the industry.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, we got magazines. Magazines have been around for such a long time.
Forever, yeah.
But magazines, I mean, a lot of times people just use them for decoration at this point. I mean, it's definitely Cigar Aficionado, but put on TV.
Agreed.
In a sense.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, back in the 90s, Cigar Aficionado, I don't want to say they saved the industry, right? But they did what they did. I grew up.
Propped up, yeah.
Right. I grew up with a Sports Illustrated magazine and a Cigar Aficionado magazine. That's what I had, you know? And then like a East Bay catalog. I was going looking at sneakers all day. But, you know, it's for you guys, and you guys know on YouTube, right? You can't monetize anything, right? You guys are doing this stuff to promote your brands, you know, to promote Besa. And for us, this is a way for people to advertise. You know, you can't advertise on Facebook. You can't do things in cigars. And I didn't realize how bad that was until I got into the industry.
Yeah.
So this is another way for people to kind of get their brand out there as well.
I agree.
No, absolutely. I think that you found a way to bypass the limitations that people do have with YouTube and social media. Because obviously, can't monetize on YouTube. Pretty much done with cigars.
Yeah.
It's really word of mouth at this point because it's illegal to advertise tobacco. So everything is word of mouth, business. Everyone has to help each other out and prop each other up at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, too, like, for example, can't monetize on YouTube, but even it goes to the extent where some content is taken down entirely because the algorithm or people that are actually reviewing it have deemed it that you're directly selling or trying to sell tobacco through that video. We had a video the first time in a long time because we thought we had it figured out. We reviewed a cigar. It was actually the new Red Meat Lovers from Dumbarton and Trust. Did a review. It wasn't a sales pitch or anything. It was just a straight up review of that cigar.
Yeah.
That video got taken down for the first time in like a year and a half.
But you go beyond that. They've taken down entire Outlink podcasts of ours on YouTube. So, I mean, it get pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's my thing too. Like, they just need to make it, clear on what you can do and what you can't do, right? It's like they're just playing around with the cigar industry and they're, you know, we fall under the umbrella of vapes and cigarettes and the whole thing, right? We are not that. And I think everybody knows that at this point. And if you don't, you're living under a rock or you just don't care that much, right? So at least just let us know what we can and can't do.
I 100% agree with you. There is a fine line between premium cigars and the rest of the tobacco industry. But legally speaking and in social media, no one has drawn that fine line.
Right.
It's still considered under the umbrella of tobacco, big tobacco. But you can ask any legislator, any person that knows anything about tobacco, they will tell you, hey, it's not the same thing. But there's still work that needs to be done to legally draw that fine line between premium cigars and big tobacco, or really it's just big tobacco at this point.
We I could just say we were in DC, and so we were women at PCA. They were out there. All these women were running around the Capitol talking to all these legislators, and we got to sit down with somebody. I forgot his name, Michael something. And he understands, right? And there are people out there fighting. So if anybody is out there wondering what's really going on, what is the PCA doing? Those people are working hard. They're working day and night to make sure that premium cigars are alive and well for years to come. But it is a tough battle, especially when, you know, some people don't understand it. They don't smoke. They don't care. It's tough. It is very tough.
Yeah. I mean, outside of that too, big tobacco has a lot of money behind it. I mean, billions of dollars behind it. They can lobby and do anything they want to make sure that their products to an extent are not being tampered with. Obviously, there's a lot of regulations still around advertising and such, but they have billions of dollars to fight for them. The premium cigar industry as a whole doesn't have that solid entity that is readily funded to fight for them. The PCA does a lot of work to fight for the cigar industry, but again, it's not big tobacco. It's not the same level of funding. So it's a lot of groundwork, like you said. people on the ground actually fighting for the rights of premium cigars. So it's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, man. You know, just keep doing what we're doing, I guess. Keep educating. You know, keep getting young guys in the industry like ourselves, getting new guys in smoking. I think the club scene's starting to die off. I was talking with Derek earlier, and he was asking me, you know, off camera, he's like, where do you think it's going? Because I ask everybody, where do you see the industry going in 3-5 years?
Yeah.
And he said, you know, he asked me, and I said, I think the club scene's done. I think young people are tired of being hungover. I think they're tired of, you know, being complacent. I think people want to start getting their stuff together. I don't know if you can cuss on here or not. Okay. But yeah, I think the cigar industry is I think it's okay. And I think there's this new wave of young people coming in, and I think people are going to start picking it up a little more.
Well, to your point, alcohol across the board is the lowest it's ever been in terms of this generation and the generations coming in. People aren't drinking as much. Young people aren't drinking as much. Mm-hmm. Maybe 1 or 2 drinks, whatever. But the club scene, yeah, dying down. But just if you look at it from a numbers standpoint, alcohol is dying down. Mm-hmm. And I think that the want or need for experience is kind of becoming a new thing. And I think that the cigar industry offers that, where it's like, whether you don't drink or whether you want 1 or 2 drinks, you can go to a lounge, have a cigar for an hour or 2, have a couple drinks, and just hang out and have conversations like this. I think that's one of the biggest things is, like you said, with the club scene. There's only so many times you can go there and realize, like, well, I can't actually talk to anyone. The music's blaring. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
At a lounge, you sit down and you have valuable conversations with people. You get to actually know people. I think that this industry is a great outlet for a lot of people, and they're learning that slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a real estate agent, you're not hanging out in cigar lounges, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You know, that's where I would be. I mean, there's so many times we get stopped, especially just with the camera gear. You know, do you shoot houses? I wouldn't have got my real estate license because of that purpose right there. People were, you know, asking me, you know, do you shoot homes? And I'm like, I can. You know?
Yeah, you can.
I wouldn't have got my license. I mean, there's just, I don't know. I'd rather have those wholesome conversations than just some BS, you know. I mean, I remember I used to club, right? And all the lies and the BS stories and all the stuff you make up trying to be somebody you're not. In the lounge, you don't have to do any of that. You're able to just be yourself.
I think it's real networking in real time.
Yeah.
I mean, no, 100%. That's how me and Alex met. That's how we created the Cigar Guys podcast.
Right.
I think that's how we met a lot of people we meet in our life. It's just pure talking. You don't need a drink, do anything, just a cigar. Yeah. It's a great equalizer.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
No, I mean,
we have something in common.
Genuinely, though, there's a lot of industries that promote types of networking or just getting to know people, but there's just something about the cigar industry that is unlike any other. I mean, you meet anyone at any level, any career, and you have something in common, smoke cigars, but the amount of connections that are made in business or just friendships, whatever it is, I mean, it still surprises me to this day when I can walk into a lounge and someone says, hey, I do this. Is there a way we can work together? And I'm like, dude, seriously, like it's just never ending. It's a huge family of people that want the same thing. They want to be successful together. They want to work together.
Yeah.
And damn it, Zach.
Oh my God.
Is becoming a habit.
Sorry. What's up, man?
There he is.
That's all right.
Wow, Zach. Boom. Wow, he's here. Welcome.
Wow, how'd that happen?
Whoa, it's crazy. It's almost like magic. It's the Cigar Guys magic.
Yeah, we were just talking about everything.
I'll continue the conversation.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see if we can do 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2. I did this last time. Yeah. So PCA was great.
Not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
Yeah. Where the hell were we?
That was a great question, actually.
Something about it.
Oh, we were actually, you know, you're a little late, but we were talking about PCA and all the work that we have to do to kind of create that fine line between premium cigars and big tobacco. That's and then that led into the lounge scene, or the lounge versus clubbing.
Well, I was getting there because New Orleans is a great example of that, because you have some cigar lounges that are more clubby and some that are more relaxed. So I was right there.
So you guys had a good time at PCA, huh?
No, we'll be there in a good, 6 months, 7 months?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Back in New Orleans.
It's going to come in fast.
Did you guys go to Vegas? Did you guys get to go to Vegas convention at all?
So this was our first year.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2027 we'll be in Vegas.
But haven't been to Vegas? Absolutely.
Vegas is, man, is you know.
Where can you eat 24/7?
Besides
Miami.
Yeah, spend shit ton of money too, you know. Why was that much?
That's my problem. You lose all your money, you're like, I'm mad, I'm gonna go out, and then
do it again.
You spend even more money.
Right. Yeah, man.
Zach lighting up the Besa cigar here, featured on Cigar TV a couple of times. As is Pareil, obviously. This is going to technically be, we were talking about this earlier, Zach's first feature on Cigar TV, but through the Cigar Guys podcast.
Cigar TV Inception.
Exactly.
You weren't on the burn rate episode? Your brother.
No.
Not yet, but he will be.
Yes.
In future.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we got Burn Rate Season 3. We're going to start shooting that here in the next month or so. Got some cigars lined up, 24 cigars per episode. So, you know, Burn Rate's kind of unique. I guess we might dive into this a little bit. You know, we created a rating system to show people why cigars are rated what they're rated, you know, and continue on this old school thing. You know, we're trying to change this. Look, you know, you get 90s on boxes and 92s and 94s. Yeah. Somebody tell me why we just start at a 90. When I take a test, I don't get a 90.
Exactly.
We start at 0. Right?
So what I think you're doing is like a new industry standard potentially, because you're changing the game. Where when you drink wine, you'll get cigar, you know, or wine ratings. It's different. So when you look at cigar ratings from like Cigar Aficionado, it's a little different. Yeah. So what you're doing is live, essentially, right? People are watching how you rate, and people are learning as well.
Yeah. And for that show, I will never take $1 to rate somebody's cigar.
Exactly.
I will never.
That's what we need here.
Yeah.
But not only that, the rating scale, I think, is different in the sense of, like, realistically, you look at all the other rating scales, whether it's Cigar Aficionado or Half Wheel, you know, sorry, but I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get a cigar in the high 80s or 90s. But with that 10 rating scale, you know, 0 out of 10, there's more room for an honest perspective where it's like, listen, this cigar was truly a 9. This cigar was an 8. This cigar was a 7. There's more wiggle room there. And I think how you guys break down the scale allows you to, the consumer, to better understand how the cigar is really rated. Because if you look at a magazine and everything's 88, 89, 91, it's like, okay, but what's the real difference here?
Yeah, what's a base? Like if I was to smoke the worst cigar in the world,
what's the average?
Well, like what would it be? Would it be at 0? It probably wouldn't be. It'd probably be whatever, 60, 70, you know.
If we were honestly rating.
Well, you know,
You're talking about like the worst cigar ever.
Like ever. Yeah.
And if someone gives it for free, you're going to get another 20 points on top of that.
Right.
I get what you're saying though, because I mean, to be fair, the worst cigar ever would probably still rate like in a 60 or something like that. Yeah. Because listen, did it smoke? It smoked.
Yeah.
Did it burn? It burned. It had taste. It had flavor. But I think with the rating that's on a 10 scale, you have more validity, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And it's easier to understand than someone looking at it and saying, well, this is 87 and this is a 90.
Yeah.
Is there that much of a difference?
Yeah, you know, and we thought it was going to take 2 days to, I don't know why I keep looking that way. I like looking at myself, I guess. But I thought it was going to take
I do it too,
it's okay.
I thought it was going to take 2 days to come up with this rating system. Actually, I thought it was going to take a couple hours. I was putting it together in my car driving somewhere, and it probably took us 2 months. And we probably talked about 10 to 12 different people in the industry to kind of fine tune this thing, and it's still getting tweaked. And some people have said you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. But we rate everything from craftsmanship. So we're rating from that time, from the consumer's perspective, when they walk in with their eyes and buy a cigar, to the end point, how does it smoke, you know, flavor profile, burn performance, and smoke assessment. We're rating everything. There's 20 different variables, all different percentages. But I've never had a cigar rate in the 5s, but there's been cigars in the 6s. It's hard for a cigar to get in the 9 for us. If a cigar gets in the 9, it's a fantastic cigar. And that's those two guys. I mean, I've laid out raw tobaccos for them, like, where's it from? And Chris will tell me what, you know, Jalapa, Condega, whatever the hell, you know. I don't know this stuff, but they're able to point that stuff out.
Yeah, and to be fair, the consumer has to understand also that there's so many, how would I put it? There's so many things that go into the cigar. Meaning, for example, I'll explain it this way. You can have a cigar that tastes fantastic and has a fantastic draw, but the burn might be a little off. Still a great cigar. You might have a cigar that burns perfectly, has a great ash, great draw, but doesn't taste as good. And that's subjective, but it's like, listen, at the end of the day, if a cigar is rated a 7 or an 8, it's still a great cigar.
Absolutely.
It's just giving you that perspective of like which one might be overall better performance-wise or just taste-wise. So yeah, even if a cigar rates like a 7 or 8 on your scale, still a great cigar.
Yeah, and that's what we tell people after every episode. You know, you can find our score sheet right online. You can plug in the numbers. You don't have to do math by yourself. It'll give you the percentages, the whole shebang. Go rate the cigar for yourself and let us know what you thought. Because we love to hear. You know, it's all subjective. This is not like some fine-tuned number, aficionado top 25 type thing. Obviously, we're going to put our own top 25 together. But, you know, we're just here to kind of show cigars and show people why they're rated what they're rated.
I like that, though. You have the option for us to go on there and rate the cigar ourselves. Do you guys see all those ratings that come in?
No, you can just export it at the moment. Okay. We're currently working on something where people can submit it back. But if you tag us on Instagram at Cigar TV with your rating or send it to us through DM, I will definitely let Chris and Brian know. We'll compare and, you know, we'll talk it out.
But that was great to see, like, how you guys did versus the general consensus of the consumer. Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation you can go into.
Absolutely, man. I enjoy that show. Those two guys that work very well together. There's some characters. In season 3, we're going to bring on some guests, so maybe have Cigar Guys back on there and shoot the shit a little bit.
Maybe.
Hey, y'all got to come to. Y'all have came to Tampa a couple times in Orlando. I mean, if you guys want to make that drive back out there, we'd love to have you season 3.
Do you still shoot burn rate at Orlando, or are you doing everything in Tampa?
Everything's in Tampa.
Actually, we can talk about that.
Yeah, we brought Smoking Got X-Nade.
So we got to get Zach on there.
Yeah.
I'll go. Tampa? I'm always down for Tampa.
Tampa's great.
You know, we're right there in Ybor on the map. It says Ybor, that is where we are. You know, we're not in the historic. We are right around the corner. We are legitimately right on Ybor. Man, it's a cool city, man. You know, we're spoiled. You know, I go to some other places we travel and it's like, dude, one, your cigar lounges are not that nice, not blend and barrel. It's not, you know, what we have, you know, and you got one within a 30-minute radius. That, you know, hey, hats off to them and good for you because you're probably getting all the business, but at the same point, that'd be tough for your cigar smoker living out there.
It's not the same.
No, there's just so much in the Tampa Bay area.
Oh, yeah.
From Ybor all the way to Clearwater. Yeah. There's so many options.
Yeah. I tell everybody all the time, if you're a cigar smoker, you want to go on vacation, go to Tampa. You got the beaches, you got sports teams, there's concerts because there's the facilities there.
There's everything.
And there's cigars. Come hang out.
Yeah. And just the different types of lounges too, different types of atmospheres, offerings. You have everything from, especially Ybor, a lot of traditional roll the cigars themselves, house rolled cigars, all the way up to the very luxurious upscale places. Mm-hmm. So there's something for everyone. Absolutely. All types of consumers. So really depending on your vibe, Tampa Bay area's got everything down there.
Yeah, and I'll say Tampa, the cigar lounges in Tampa, they're one of the most educational I've been to. Like if you go talk to those tobacconists, they're going to introduce themselves when you walk in the door. They're going to walk in the humidor with you. They're not going to press you. Go do what you got to do. If you have any questions, let me know. And they do educate you. So that's what I enjoy. I mean, I remember my first time in a lounge, I was intimidated, right? Like,
yeah, it is intimidating.
It's intimidating as hell. And I've been to some places where I walk in and people just start looking at you. He's new. Turns and and they don't, it's like, wow, you know, do we want new cigar smokers or not? You know? So Tampa is the hub. Tampa is the hub for sure.
Zach's intimidated right now because you're the first person that's actually taller than him. So
yeah, I can't be too mad at you. I do have a question though. Mm-hmm. Going back to the cigar ratings, how did it feel giving the Besa cigar your first 10?
Brian and Chris, did we rate the Besa cigar?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Okay, absolutely.
Maybe season 3 we'll have Besa and Pareil.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Different things.
Yeah, let's get them on there. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. I try to do a nice array of, you know, the intro to the show is big brands and small. So I like to cover everything, you know, whether it's people I've met along the way or just people that reach out. We saw a bunch of people at PCA, stuff I've never even seen in humidors.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to do everything, man.
Jared and I were privileged to be able to rate Foundation's Axum on the show. Great cigar.
Absolutely.
Of course, Foundation's a great brand. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've had yet the 10th anniversary. Did you get access to that at all?
I saw they had a box at Grand Cathedral and they didn't have it priced yet. I tried to get one at PCA, but he was out.
Maybe we have some. I'm not sure.
I saw you guys bought a box. Yeah. Was it that good you bought a box?
Dude.
Do you want one?
Maybe, yeah.
That's not confident.
Yeah, let me get one.
All right, of course you
can. All right, we'll out of here.
Yeah. Deal. No, legitimately, I smoked it and I was like, I need a second one. Mm-hmm. Jared smoked it. He said, I need a box.
That's right up your alley.
What I want to know is who bought the bigger box. I'm not the person, but I want to buy the box.
The big
box. Someone bought that before me.
Really?
They got it before I did.
That box is beautiful, man.
Yeah, the collector's edition.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's right up your alley, man. Right up your alley.
It's true. Yeah, they sent out 250 boxes out of 1,500, I believe. So the rest of the shipment is going to come out. So we got on the list for another one. It's that good.
Okay. I'm excited. I love foundation stuff, man. Thick, oily. He makes great stuff. He's actually coming to Tampa October and November to doing a dinner at Grand Cathedral. I don't know if you guys ever been to a Grand Cathedral dinner. You guys want to take a trip to Tampa, man, but they do it. They do it right. Full course meal, bunch of cigars, bunch of pours. Great time.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, we know someone who's actually getting married there.
Really?
Right?
That is true.
Olivia?
I don't know if he knows, but they're having a wedding there, I think.
Yeah.
It's a church.
That's incredible.
It's a really cool place, man. If you haven't been, I'd go. So
yeah.
I do. Yeah. You kind of mentioned this earlier. Cigar dinners in terms of events are becoming more popular. Davidoff does it.
Yes, Alex. Yeah.
They did one at Central Cigars. Nick Melillo is now doing one for Foundation. I think we're seeing more of the experience aspect being implemented into the cigar events. Because like you said, I think you said this earlier too, everyone does a cut and light, which is great. But people are looking for that experience, whether it's a good drink pairing or a dinner to go along with it, good educational session. I think that's becoming more of the norm for promoting a brand that's at the lounge, whether it's a new brand or a brand like Davidoff that's been around for so long. Getting the people back involved, learning about the brand, and just enjoying each other's company, enjoying a good dinner or a drink pairing, whatever it is. I think that is becoming the new standard because, you can show up and do a cut and light. That's great. But what separates you as a company from everyone else?
Yeah. If you're smoking with people, that's one thing. You eat, smoke, and drink with somebody, you're
family.
Your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the whole nother level of camaraderie. Whole nother level. And every dinner I've been to, I remember exactly what I smoked.
Yeah.
Or at least what brand was there. I remember that. So
because that experience helps you remember things. Like whatever it was, whether it's a dinner or just hanging out with a bunch of friends, when you have a great time and you're smoking a cigar, you remember that cigar. And a lot of times that cigar tastes better than it might actually be when you're smoking it by yourself. There's been plenty of times where we've been all hanging out, having a great time, whether it's a bachelor party or a wedding. And we're smoking a cigar. We're like, that was the best cigar ever.
Then we smoke it by ourselves and we're like, that was the worst cigar.
So let's brainstorm them in the cigar industry. And I don't want to give away, ideas here, but then what's the next level? What's the next event that is going to take off? You got cut and lights, you got dinners. What is next? How does the cigar industry innovate?
I would say wealth management, stock holdings.
Well, if you look at what YouTube just did recently, there's collaborations similar to Instagram. I think the next step is B2B. So it's like people promoting each other because we can't legally advertise tobacco, right? So it's all about brands supporting other brands, but bringing each other together and boosting everyone up. I think it's starting right now.
Yeah.
I would say too, what's becoming more popular, and we kind of talked about it a little bit from the blending aspect, but having cigar rolling classes or sessions, that's becoming more popular too.
Yeah.
When I was up at Great Lakes Cigar Fest in Michigan, Drew State had every hour a cigar rolling session where they teach you how to roll cigars, at least put the wrapper on. And Davidoff now is doing almost there, but they have the master roller coming in and rolling cigars in front of you. I think that the next step would be having a rolling class that the brand can host. Yeah. Here's the binder and filler. To keep it simple, here's a binder and filler. We're going to show you how to put the wrapper on.
Yeah.
And that would be something that's
even in Tampa, we're
really
at Findy's. Cool. It was like $20 for them to roll a cigar for you there. Remember that?
Yeah.
So it's like very much in person.
Yeah.
Kind of bring that to the States immediately, I guess.
Yeah. I could see that being big just because, a lot of new people got into the cigar industry by doing research, during COVID and stuff, especially younger people. And if you give them an event where, they're tasting the binder, the filler, and the wrapper separately, or, they're applying the wrapper and they're showing you how to roll it, and it expands their knowledge, you combine that with a drink or two, tasting, you're like, yeah, this binder goes really good with this wrapper goes really good with this filler goes good with this. And when you merge it, it changes it completely, and it actually goes great, with whatever, Macallan or a bourbon or whatever.
Coffee, whatever.
Yeah, anything. I just think that educational aspect, has really, since COVID, pushed the cigar industry to what it is right now. And, it's growing faster and faster every day, I feel like.
It definitely helps give you a deeper appreciation for what this really is. Because you go in and buy a cigar, it's already made, you light it up, smoke it. That's easy. But seeing how hard it actually is to roll a cigar, even like when they gave me the binder and filler done, to actually put the wrapper on is extremely difficult still. And that's like 20% of the work.
Yeah. Me and Brian, we shot an unrolled episode of JC Newman where we did the rolling class. And it was funny because I sucked. I've rolled a lot of blunts in my day, but rolling a cigar is a completely different ballgame. Like, I got the rollers behind me. I'm like, hey, help me out here, and they handed it off, and we had a little competition. But another plug, if you want to roll, learn how to roll, go to JC Newman. But like you guys said, you guys are in the content game too, right? It's funny. You put out these intricate videos and you think, oh, the story behind the brand and all this stuff's going to do so well. And it's the damn how to roll a cigar, how to cut, how to light does the best.
Yeah.
And it's just, like you were saying during COVID, people are looking up. I'm a YouTube guy, so I'm always refreshing, seeing who's posting what. And, the best videos are, I rolled a Robusto today. Yeah. Let's grow tobacco and roll our own cigar. It's those videos that do the best.
Yeah, I think that on like YouTube, we have long form content that does really well. I think people want to see a how-to video, but also with our TikTok it does very well because it's kind of funny, but also educational as well. Mm-hmm. So you have to do a little bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
I think to your point though, and part of the reason why those videos do the best is because if it's a how to light a cigar, how to cut a cigar, like an intro kind of topic, it's reaching a broader audience.
Exactly.
Whereas the more in-depth education is reserved for people that are smoking cigars, So it's
for us,
right, for us. Like we want to know more about this brand or this person, but people that don't smoke cigars don't care.
Yeah.
But if you have a video on how to cut and light a cigar, it's that guy that's going to a wedding and he knows there's going to be cigars there.
Right.
He's like, oh, I need to make sure I don't look stupid. What am I doing? Or just going to the lounge for the first time. Yeah. How do I cut and light a cigar?
Yeah.
And obviously we know that you go to a good cigar lounge, good cigar shop, they're going to show you how to do that. Mm-hmm. But people want to be prepared and say, hey, what am I getting into? Mm-hmm. Zach, when I got him into cigars, he had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, I was that guy. I was driving, watching a YouTube video, how to smoke a cigar, how to cut a cigar. And I'm like, because Alex invites me out. He's like, hey, you want to grab a cigar? Well, yeah, of course I do, and I'm watching this YouTube video like, all right, you don't inhale, you cut it, you got to torch it, whatever, everything. And then by the time I got there, I'm like,
what do I do?
What do I do again? Alex, you have a cutter? Oh yeah, I got one. Here you go. Yeah. All right, what do I do with it now?
That's how my buddies are too. I have some guys I play basketball with, and we go to the lounge, hang out, watch a game, and come to the studio, whatever the case may be, and it's, hey man, what am I getting? Just pick me up something, It's like, hey, bro, come in here. Let's like talk about it. That's that guy right there. He knows. One with the shirt.
And then you tell him to inhale.
Right. Yeah. Get green. But yeah, for you guys, I don't know. Do you guys know Abina soda? We were talking about pairings. Have you guys heard of Abina soda?
I don't think so.
Abbina, Abina soda.
No.
I'm a soda addict. You guys should reach out to them. They do. Soda is paired perfectly for cigars.
They were at PCA, right?
They were at PCA. One people I didn't
I don't think we tried them.
Reach out to them. Reach out to them. I'm not gonna say they're gonna hook it up, but reach out to them. I think it'd be great for you. It was unique to a new experience for me, right? Yeah. You can't sit there and sip it like Diet Coke, but for grab a cigar, pour a couple up with your buddy. You're not trying to get messed up.
I think what's funny is they reached out to us towards the end of PCA. They're like, "Come by our booth," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm on the plane right now. Like, I'm out." But yeah, we'll definitely check it out for sure.
Check them out. Really, really cool people, man. Really cool what they're doing.
And actually, that's great because recently, we got a question. It was like, well, if I don't drink alcohol, what do I pair with a cigar? My first go-to answer is always coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah.
And actually, underrated pairing, water.
Water.
Club soda, great. But I'm
Pellegrino, even better.
You're sitting there thinking it's like, well, there's coffee and there's water and then soda. I did say soda.
Yeah, I think we talked about like a Mexican Coke.
That's
like
perfect.
The raw cane sugar Coke.
Yeah.
And Mark always does Coke Zeros all the time for
Yeah.
cigars too.
Yeah.
But having a soda that is dedicated for cigar pairing is a whole nother level.
It had weird flavors in it, man, but it was cool. It was unique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And funny to stay on this drink topic. We were talking about big ring gauge cigars earlier. Back in COVID, people wanted these economic sticks, 6x60, 7x70s, because they wanted to save a couple bucks. So I'm going to take the Robusto over the Lancero because it's $1 or $2 cheaper, right? Well, you're going and buying a $20 drink too. Like, are you here for the cigars? You're here to get messed up. You know what I mean? So if people want to educate themselves and kind of get into a little bit, I would, hey man, drink a water, drink a soda, grab a Lancero and expand your palate and learn a little bit,
Yeah. Well, when it comes to actually experiencing the cigar to its truest form, club soda, water. Because a drink pairing is great, but you're not getting that cigar to its truest form, what it really tastes like. You can definitely have a whiskey and have it like kind of change or elevate the experience. But if I want to know what this cigar really tastes like, it's just water.
Yeah.
Not even coffee. Coffee's great,
Yeah.
but no coffee, no nothing. Just have a glass of water with it.
I mean, even with us, we used to drink a lot of wine, just hanging out, we're relaxing, whatever. And I forgot which cigar it was, but we caught ourselves grabbing that same cigar every time. We're drinking this wine. Next thing you know, we smoked that cigar without the wine, and we hated it just because the sweetness of the grapes. And we were drinking red wine, but the sweetness from the wine, it elevated the cigar, and we're like, this is fantastic. But as soon as we smoked it by itself, we're like, okay, like this is actually an okay cigar. Like it's good for the price, but I wouldn't smoke it by itself. A pairing could really change it, and that's kind of where you bring in water, San Pellegrino, whatever. Or even a soda, and you kind of expand on just the tobacco. You have no alcohol involved, no fermentation or anything.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
So we have kind of an idea of what Cigar TV is. Do you have, and we talked a little bit about new ideas. What is kind of the vision moving forward? Whether it's new ideas or just your general vision of what you see Cigar TV becoming.
Yeah, so we haven't even hard launched this thing. We haven't even marketed. We haven't even pushed it out yet. It's all been word of mouth and just us hustling and doing what we do. So we are putting together packages for lounges right now. We're going to start offering incentives, maybe something along that line, but definitely start, get this thing played in lounges. Yeah, and just continue what we're doing. I guess the vision is to kind of become that cigar aficionado outlet in a way. Obviously, you can't replicate that. Cigar aficionado, right? Give people a new outlet, man. Give people a new outlet, new way to advertise, new way to market, big guys and small. Not everybody can afford a cigar aficionado, ad. You're paying a lot of money for that ad. So for us, and something that I made sure is because I started this off of like handshakes and hugs and small brands. And I made sure that we are leaving slots for people that don't have that, $50,000 budget. They have, a couple $100 or a couple $1,000. We're leaving that outlet for them to advertise with us. So make sure we keep everybody and promote everybody here at the beginning.
Yeah, of course. And two, like you said, no one can replicate Cigar Aficionado, but also you don't want to be a replica. You want to be something completely new, which is what Cigar TV is. It's media, sure, but it's something completely different.
Yeah.
There's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
And that, I think with us, with a lot of other people out there, whether it's a brand or a media company, not trying to replicate and standing out by doing what you do best is the best way for success.
Yeah.
Not being afraid to be different or do things your own way ultimately leads to the best success, I think.
Absolutely, man. And I found purpose and connection in a way when I do these interviews and talk with people. That helps me stay out of isolation. It helps me, become a better person, right? And everybody in the industry has a story, whether it's a roller or a farmer. Like we were in Nicaragua, we're meeting with farmers that nobody's ever heard of, but these people are out there planting tobacco. They know how all this stuff works. The knowledge is next level on tobacco more than anybody over here. So to sit down with those people and hear their story, we're sitting there and I don't even know if it's legal, but like there's kids in the barns hanging tobacco. Like they're like, oh yeah, that kid's 15. I'm like, there's no way he's 15. He's maybe 12. And it's just like, it's just so unique to me that I don't really think people understand what really goes into this, like from the farming, the knowledge that you have to have, and you have to store this stuff and age it and ferment it for such a long time. Like, this is a process, man. And $15, $20, $30, whatever it is, man, is just very impressive to me. So
yeah, I mean, too, without those people that are actually growing the tobacco, fermenting it, aging it, rolling it, we wouldn't have what we're smoking right now.
We wouldn't be doing this right now.
We can go into the lounge and buy the cigar. It's no problem.
Yeah.
But how did it get here?
Yeah.
The people, the hundreds of thousands of people that are actually producing this, like you said, people really don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that there's a factory somewhere that makes them. But who are these people? Who are the geniuses behind the blending? Who are the people that work hard to grow and roll the tobacco? Without them, we wouldn't have cigars.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
We just have blunts with no weed in them.
Blunts with
Essentially, yeah.
True. So, who's your guys' favorite that you guys have had on the Cigar Guys podcast?
Oh, don't do
Maybe
that.
not a favorite, but give me
Besides you?
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, give me a top 3. Anybody that stood out, any story.
All right, here's what we'll do.
The top one changes every week, so it kind of sucks.
Here's what we'll do. We're going to do some of our favorite guests. Each 3 of us will give like 3 answers.
Yeah.
We're not going to repeat. So we'll do 9 total. Maybe we'll do a few more.
Yeah.
Because we have,
All right,
I'll tell you one thing.
I'll go first.
You can go first. I'll tell you one thing though. Pretty much every single guest we have on has been great.
Yeah.
Not just on camera, but off camera too. I mean, that's what I love about this industry is everyone you talk to, solid people.
Yeah.
Whether it's being a professional or just outside of their, professionalism, great people to talk to,
Yeah.
great time. But let's do it. I don't care. We're going to talk about some of our favorite people that we brought on.
So going first, I would say Matt Booth.
Ooh,
He made us
there it
laugh
is.
for hours.
Definitely probably the funniest guy
Yeah.
that we had on the
2,
show.
Willie has been on because he's been on 3 times.
From La Aurora.
Yep.
Yeah, Laura, and we're laughing the entire time, but also learning at the same time. And then 3, man, I was gonna say somebody, but I don't know.
Stick with 2.
Don't get nervous now.
I would say United Cigars because they've been with us since the beginning.
Yep.
They've always trusted us. We love them. They were Cigars.
Oliver.
Cigars are great.
Oliver from United.
Yeah, Oliver, and they've always been great. So
Yeah.
top 3.
Way to snipe all my answers. I'll think of some
it's
new
not
ones.
the same order.
No, we're going to do different ones.
Okay.
Zach's got it next.
I'm gonna say Casa 1910.
First person on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, actually,
Was he our
what
first
episode
so
is
okay,
this?
this is episode
17.
18. Real quick, I'll interject.
17.
Episode 18 was, in my opinion, our first true guest from the industry.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why I really like that podcast too. I loved that he took time. I mean, because we just saw him, and he took time to be like, "I'll come do a podcast right now."
Yeah.
Really?
And then it was a fantastic podcast.
Yeah.
We learned a shit ton, but it was just the fact that he was able to, just leave and be like, "Yeah, I'll go do it right now."
So he is from Mexico City,
Yep.
and he was here doing an event. I met him, and I was like, "Hey, just letting you know, we do a podcast. Like, how long are you here for?" He's like, "Well, I guess I could do it tomorrow."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Sure, let's do it." So we were all excited.
Yeah.
We're like, "This is our first because we've had for example, shout out to Matt Van Etten, who was there from the beginning. He works at a cigar bar, Cellar City Cigars.
City.
He came on and was our guest for a while. So definitely, obviously, industry guest. This is our first blender
Yeah.
guy that owned a company. So bringing him on was really exciting. I agree with that.
Yeah. You guys a little energy too, huh?
Yeah.
A little motivation to keep
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Yeah.
it's like we could do this.
Yeah. Shout out those people, man.
Yeah, because we did 17 episodes before him. We're like, just us, just cigar guys, the foundation. Now we're bringing in all these people.
Yeah.
I'd say the guys from Raising Alphas. They're just a good group. We got along with them. We were friends before anything. We just saw them at Blend and Barrel. I think Mark saw them.
It was either you or Mark.
Well, Mark DM'd them, I think, on Instagram, and then I saw them at Blend and Barrel, And I'm like, hey, have you guys ever tried the Besa cigar? And he's like,
Locked in.
he's like, you're the second person to say that. He's like, hold on 1 second. He pulls up an Instagram, and my brother DM'd him like, hey, have you ever tried the Besa cigar? And I'm in the humidor just trying to sell to him. They ended up buying it. I mean, they loved our cigar. We love their cigars. The box is beautiful, but they were a fun time on the podcast. And, you know, actually we got to hit them up. I haven't talked to them in a little while.
I saw them the other week.
Did you?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
They were busy with the Vault conference that was here in Orlando.
Gotcha.
But they had some time to chill. Anyway, go ahead.
My third, though, I don't know. That's tough. I'm terrible with names, so it's like, what was the podcast we did where we got to try the binder filler? Oh, that was with
that was
Aganorsa Leaf.
Yeah. So we had Fabian from Aganorsa Leaf, and then we had Jeff Groover, who brokers for Aganorsa Leaf, and a bunch of other people. Both great guys, also very funny guys, very entertaining.
Yeah, I had a lot
But they
of
offered
fun.
that experience that we were talking about, trying the different fumas, this leaf from all the different regions. That's another experience that you don't get to have a lot.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun on that episode, but it was very educational.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that they were describing on how you should taste the different tobacco leaves, you know, whether it's like, I mean, this is how they described it, like a vertical taste or horizontal, like top of your mouth, tongue, or your cheeks, saliva. And then on the retro, it was just, I mean, it was a great podcast. I think all of us really learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were also funny as well. So
I would say, first of all, David Swinburne from Pareil Cigars.
I don't like
Of
that
course.
I know.
Of
That's why none of you said it. You guys don't
course.
like
Of
him.
course.
No, but I mean,
I'm still waiting on my Super Lancero, my second one.
signed Super
I want
Lancero.
any I buy from him, they have to be signed.
not only is it a fantastic cigar, but again, David's a funny guy. He's one of the boys. But he definitely represents a brand that is the pinnacle of what cigars are going to become, I think. The amount of time and effort that they put into producing the cigars is next level. But also, you know, David's a great guy, a very entertaining guest. Let's see who else.
He helped Alex learn German.
He helped me realize how much German I don't know, actually, is what happened. I was learning German on Duolingo, and I got checked real quick.
There's always Oktoberfest next year. You know?
Exactly. Who else have we had on? You guys took some great answers. I would actually say one of the most recent guys that we had on, Zach and Andre from HDA Cigars.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hit them up, man. I couldn't get them over. They didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Eventually, you have to do it.
Dude,
Dude,
yeah.
these guys are,
Hustling.
I mean, what they're doing is great. Hard workers, good cigars. What they stand for is great, but dude, they are truly brothers. I mean, great guys. We did a 2-hour podcast with them, and they stayed for like another hour and a half after that. We're just talking, shooting the shit. Those are some solid dudes, man.
Awesome.
I mean, shout out to Zach and Andre from HDA Cigars. Outside of what they're doing in the industry, great guys all around. One more. Let me think of who else we've brought on. Actually, another recent one. Trey Shipley from Aladino. Great guy. Funny.
Family.
Actually,
Potentially.
he's your family,
I
technically.
think it is.
They're linked in the family tree, we found out.
What's going on here? Who's daughter of some cousin?
I think what happened was like 100 to 200 years ago, his family moved to a different state, but they kept the same name because he had the exact same name as my mom before she was married.
Oh,
So
okay. Aladino for life.
exactly.
Shipley.
Did you have Aladino on
I
yet?
have not had Aladino on.
Okay, well, I'll put you in touch with Trey
Yeah, great
because
talk.
not only is he a cool guy, great family, the Aladino, but their cigars are great, and they're doing something great. The cigars that he gave us, I've been smoking Aladino for a bit, Crow Reserve, but he gave us some new stuff they're working on. I'm like, yeah, this is another example of where the industry's heading.
Yeah.
I think the industry is forced to focus truly on the quality of the cigar because there's so many brands out there. Everyone and their mom has a brand now, including us. But in order to really stand out, it's not just marketing at this point. It's not a great story. It's the quality of the tobacco,
I agree.
the cigar itself standing out from the rest. Because, you know, you can have 10 different cigars that all taste similar and have different bands and different packaging. But at the end of the day, you pick up that one cigar that gave you an experience that stands out from the rest. That's the next level right there.
Yeah. Is that 3?
I think that's 3, yeah.
That's 3. Yeah,
9 total. And if I didn't think of your name or your brand, listen.
Yeah.
We've done so many.
You got to come back on.
You
and
got to
be more
do
memorable.
Exactly.
Honorable mention. We have to do it. Honorable mention. This is what I was going to say earlier and I forgot. Steve Saka.
Yeah.
Steve Saka. Everyone knows Steve Saka. Great cigars, great brand, great personality. Also, you mentioned him earlier, Miguel Chodel.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy. He truly, in terms of cigar history and knowledge, Miguel Chodel, in terms of our show, very insightful. Probably the most insightful. He knows so much about the industry from the 1800s till now. I mean, I was sitting here like dumbfounded by how much knowledge this guy had.
Yeah.
That was a great episode. That's actually Steve Saka and Miguel Chodel, 2 of our top episodes right there, just because people turned that on and they were like,
Yeah.
this guy's a real deal.
Yeah, I saw Saka at PCA and I had it for 20 minutes. Early morning, first thing in the morning.
Smart.
Dude, he killed it. Just right to it, straight to the point. And Miguel, man, we had him on Friday. And people who make interviews easy are the people that I love. And dude, he just goes and he loves it. And he's passionate. He knows what he's talking about. Makes it easy. I'm gonna shout out somebody right behind you, Bentley Tobacco.
100%.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Another honorable mention.
Yeah,
Jonathan from Bentley Cigars.
Yes.
Not only is he a great guy, also funny.
Carl.
Again, we only bring on the best guys here. My thing is, it's like the Joe Rogan thing. Joe Rogan's like, I never bring someone on that I don't want to talk to. Everyone that comes in here, it's someone we want to talk to. And great guy. But also what he's doing with Bentley Tobacco,
cigars are
his
great.
passion for it. Yeah, I mean, he's another guy that's really going to do great things.
Yeah, my mom was in studio. She came to visit that weekend when he was there, and she smoked the Bentley white. And I was coming home. She's like, "Make sure you grab what he left because I want it. I want the whites." So I grabbed her the white. She loved it. She likes smooth. She only smokes good stuff. I don't know how she knows what's good and what's not good because she rarely smokes, but she knows.
Is your mom? You said?
Yeah, my mom.
They just have that sixth sense.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah,
they only get things that, you know, are of value. So,
all right, mom, man. I'm gonna give my favorite story. Juan Lopez from Gurkha, crazy motherfucker, but just awesome guy. He was telling a story how it went back in the day when he was a rep. He was visiting Chicago and he couldn't get this guy to place an order. So he sent him one Louis Vuitton loafer. It said, place the order, I'll send you the other one. The guy placed it, he sent him another loafer. He said he's done $2 million in sales with that guy since. So that was my favorite story.
you think that'll work with like a pair of Adidas or?
Nah, man, you gotta go to the Gucci store or something, man. You gotta go to the Gucci store. Jose Manuel Blanco, just because it's right behind you from La Galera. Young guy in the industry too, who's working his way up. Great stuff that they're doing. I enjoyed my conversation with him very much. And last, I have to go Nick Perdomo. He makes me feel like I don't work hard enough. It really makes me feel like I need to get back to the drawing board and get back to it. So, you know, he inspires me every time I talk to him. So,
yeah, no, actually, big shout out to Jose Blanco. I mean,
Yeah.
4th generation company.
yeah.
He's leading the mantle now with Tabacalera Palma. I mean, he's kind of grabbing a hold of the reins. His dad, Hochi, great guy. I mean, they make Pareil cigars.
Do they?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
So that factory is, I think, very underrated because they've been so much behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have La Galera, they have La Instructora, and they have Pareil. So they now get to really show the industry like, hey, this is the quality that we're producing. Because they've been making cigars for other companies for so long. They have a bunch of tobacco that they've been stockpiling. Now the industry is really seeing like, hey, this is what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, to an extent, kind of put our name on it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Have you guys talked to HVC? You guys smoked?
No, not yet.
Have you smoked HVC?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
No, I like HVC stuff. These boutique brands, man. They call them boutique, man, but they just carving their way through this industry right now. Like, if you can get into that boutique stampede in a way, dude, Sock is, I mean, you don't think of Sock and Foundation as really boutique anymore. I don't think of them as boutique at least.
Well, we talk about this all the time. It's like they're boutique, but I mean, dude, the level their business is at That's actually another thing where we talked about earlier, drawing a fine line. There needs to be a strict fine line, or at least an updated fine line of what really is boutique and what isn't, because by definition, boutique, Steve Saka's boutique, Nick Melillo Foundation, they're boutique. But I mean, the output, the business at that level, it's insane.
Yeah, I couldn't name a humidor that they're not in, So what is it? What is the boutique line? 1 million cigars a year or something? I don't know. Somebody selling 1 million cigars a year?
I honestly don't know what the true fine line is, because it's up to opinion still. I think I've heard that before, 1 million cigars a year or whatever. I think it's 1 million cigars a year. But yeah, I mean, they're obviously blowing that out of the water. So maybe there needs to be 3 levels instead of just 2. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, listen, they're a great brand. They produce a lot of cigars. The whole boutique name doesn't really have a lot of value at that point. It's like, listen, they're just another great brand. They're not legacy.
Yeah.
But they're one of the top, one of the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, there's so many brands out there in general, but now there's just so many great brands that have great tobacco, great cigars. I think that this is definitely one of the biggest cigar booms we've witnessed. And obviously, unfortunately, it's going to come to an end, but I just can't imagine to see what happens in another 40 years for the next boom.
Yeah. For us media, let's dive into media. Us guys, let's brainstorm here. What do we need to do?
Man, I think that outside of everything Cigar TV is doing, you guys have definitely shown that there is a new level of not only production, but just being able to showcase so much all on one platform. Mm-hmm. I think continuing the education, and I think education is the biggest thing. I do think that one thing most of the cigar media is lacking is entertainment. I think that for the longest time we've had just strictly education, but to have the media make it more entertaining can help bypass that stigma of like what cigars really are. Yeah. I think having this style of format for us personally, and having people like yourselves and all the other guests we have on have a more laid back, like get to know you, who you really are setting, shows the personality more, how cool the industry is and the people in it. So I think that entertainment's a big thing. Continuing education is obviously a big thing. Those are the 2 biggest things I would say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, going back on the entertainment thing, even when we first started, we always tried to market ourselves like a virtual cigar lounge, Yeah. And like you said, we're blessed with the cigar lounges that we have around us, whether it's in Tampa, Orlando, I mean, even Miami. But not a lot of people have that, where they're at. They're over there smoking their cigar, either on their patio or a small club that, probably seats 10, 15 people max, And we've all been there. I mean, I travel a lot for work, so I get to see, honestly, how great cigar lounges are here. And not to say that theirs are bad, they're just different. They're not as social. So like we kind of always try to market the whole, we want to talk about what, you would at a cigar lounge, right? Whether it's conspiracies or bullshit or, politics, anything, anything that just pops up. And then, we try to give people like just another segue and to feel like they're part of the conversation, which is the reason why, we would go live a lot, and answer comments and half the time they wouldn't even be about cigars. It's like we would be smoking a cigar. What are you smoking? What are you drinking? Are you drinking with us? Are you smoking with us? And then we'd get into some conspiracy that, we probably have no business in discussing. And then they would tune in, they would comment on it and be like, no, there's no way that's the case. I think it's this, And so I think the entertainment aspect of it is like really, really big. I mean, you watch the Discovery Channel, right? Sometimes you talk about aliens, sometimes you talk about history, anything. And sometimes it's just how it's made is on, and you watch that for hours on end until you fall asleep. But the entertainment, I think, is a big portion of it. It's pretty important too.
I do like kind of what you said and Cigar TV does it too, where it's kind of taking the industry and making it accessible to the rest of the world, the other cigar smokers, where like if you have someone like Nick Perdomo on, you're bringing him at that conversational level where it's like, listen, this is just another guy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like we're all just guys that love cigars.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of these people, even the big guys, they view themselves as just cigar guys. They make great products. They run a fantastic business. But at the end of the day, we're sitting together, smoking a cigar and talking about life.
Yeah.
I think giving the consumers access to, you know, whether it's a boutique brand or a big mainstream legacy brand, telling them that they do have access to these people to learn from or just hang out with is a big thing too, because there's so many industries out there where you're never going to meet the CEO of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Like,
That's mine.
Sorry. But
It's true.
it's a whole, this industry is so accessible.
Yeah.
Really. And I think showcasing that is great value too.
Yeah.
That helps bolster the community a bit.
Yeah. And we've talked about it before. You could be in a cigar lounge, you know, and you could have a CEO sitting next to, you know, a guy that works at Starbucks or, you know, or anything, you know what I mean? And when you're in the cigar lounge, you're both cigar lovers. It doesn't matter what you do for work, how much money you make or anything, you know, it's just, you both enjoy smoking cigars. And the cigar industry is such like a family dynamic. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Last thing I want to bring up, just for me, I see everybody's getting close to the end here. That's how my timestamp on my interviews is. We're talking about it this past week. Celebrities, talking about that entertainment factor. You guys were at Empire. Conor McGregor released a cigar.
Yeah. Notorious.
Yes, Notorious. And you look at Guy Fieri, right, as the staple. But everybody else really hasn't worked. For me, as far as bringing in new young guys, I think that there needs to be more of this. And I understand from the manufacturer's point of view, it's probably going to be tough to do. But as somebody in the industry who's young and wants to grasp outside markets, I do believe it is important that we continue to somehow figure out how to bring in celebrities, entertainers, athletes into this industry because it draws their markets. I don't know what your guys' take on that is.
So when it comes to like celebrity cigars, I think there's two thoughts when people kind of get into the industry. And it's either, you know, people look at the cigar industry. I mean, and just like the restaurant industry, they look at it and they're like, I can make a lot of money off of this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pump out a bunch of cigars, you know, different labels, different this, different that. And they use their name to sell, right? And then, you know, you have cigars that the person who's putting it out, the celebrity that's putting it out, has actually smoked cigars their whole life and they care about the product. And yeah, they're using their name, but they're using it in my opinion, a better purpose, mm-hmm. right? To actually get more people to smoke cigars, and honestly just put out a finer product. When you see the celebrities that don't last that long and stuff, those are all the money grabs, you know, and
it's just like liquor.
Yeah, just like liquor. I mean, everyone, you have a name, right? Why not try to use it? And I don't blame them for trying, but the cigar industry is very, you know, if you have a bad cigar, I'm not going to smoke it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. If we have more celebrities that push it, it's fantastic. But I do think that they have to push it for the right reasons.
Well, yeah. And like you said, Notorious cigars. It's actually a good cigar.
It's, fantastic.
Like no band, whatever. If I give it to someone, odds are they're really going to like it. I enjoy the cigar.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri working with Espinosa, especially his Pareil that came out. They launched it at PCA. That was a really good cigar. But yeah, the main thing is, because unlike liquor, you know, most people don't really like the taste of liquor. Like if someone has a vodka, it's like they're putting it in a drink anyway. Who cares? With a cigar, there's no masking that. The flavor's got to be good. The quality control's got to be good. So if you're going to be a celebrity that launches their own cigar brand, it has to be a good cigar in itself. So I think obviously Conor working with MJ Frias, they've done a great job. Espinosa makes great cigars. He's got a big following. A lot of people love his stuff. So yeah, if you're going to bring in celebrities to create cigars, they have to be great cigars.
Right.
And I think that's definitely something that we can do, or the industry can at least leverage. But yeah, and I think a lot of the factories now that are producing cigars, the quality coming out of these factories is really good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to produce a good cigar if you're working with a great factory and a great farm. I think that we'll probably see more celebrity cigars in the future and more successful ones as well.
I want to challenge lounges, maybe use their relationships. It's hard to get, say in Tampa, to get a Bucks player, a Baker Mayfield, a Vita Vea to come into a lounge because he is this high stature guy. He doesn't want to be ambushed, right? And I'm not saying make your own cigar, but just come hang out in the lounge, whether it's like the owner of, or not an owner of a team, but somebody who used to play, an old vet. Come into the lounge, smoke, maybe shake some hands for an hour, come help us out. Let's grasp these outside markets. I think that would push a long way. I really do.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and two, when we went to the launch event of Notorious Cigars.
Yeah.
And
How was that?
Well, first of all, fun. Great event. But they had so many people there that don't smoke cigars smoking cigars because, hey, well, it's Conor McGregor. I'm going to smoke the cigar.
Mm-hmm. And he might show up.
Right. That was
he might show up.
He was at Bare Knuckle. So obviously he wasn't going to be at his launch event. And then the Empire Social, his first launch event at Empire Social looked great. Fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, you said it. That's another way to get people to smoke cigars. It's like, hey, the celebrity's there. And half the people that show up that don't smoke cigars, one or two things is going to happen. They're going to smoke it and be like, yeah, whatever. Or they're going to smoke it and be like, oh, maybe I do like cigars.
Right. Yeah.
And then that's that gateway into being like, okay, now I'm a cigar smoker. Now I'm trying all this stuff. And that's, like you said, a way to kind of get people into the industry.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What else I got?
Dude, I think we're over an hour for sure. I think we're at an hour and a half now.
Yeah.
Talked about a lot of stuff. I mean, what you're doing, obviously we've covered that. I think that having more people that are passionate like us, like you, is definitely a great thing for the industry. I mean, media is almost endless. And cigar industry is always growing. After this boom, it might constrict a little bit, but the cigar industry is not going anywhere. I mean, we have legacy brands that have been around for hundreds of years, and we have so many boutique brands that are coming up and doing great things. I'm just really excited to see what the future holds for us, for the industry as a whole.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I appreciate what you guys are doing too. It's, from a media side of things, I do sit my guys down and we watch film, whether it's, some hand-rolled movie or just some random social clip I saw. I've definitely sat them down and showed them some of your guys' stuff and said, hey, I need this for socials. I need it to look like this. Yeah. The humidor starting 5 thing, I pulled from y'all. You guys did another variation, so I pulled it from you guys. So I appreciate what you guys are doing as young guys, pushing the industry. It helps me keep going. And, you're surrounded by old guys in cigar lounges. It's nice to have some young faces in there sometime.
I'm glad you admitted that, though, because our lawyer will have a field day with
Handshakes and hugs, baby. Handshakes and hugs.
No, I think another thing, too, real quick, I'll say about the industry is I think we can share ideas and kind of do not the same thing, but like you said, you take an idea from us or we might take an idea from you. And at the end of the day, there's so much content to go around, so many cigars to go around. Like, this industry, from what I've seen, is really not, it's competitive industry. Don't get me wrong.
There's no hostility.
Right.
It's collaborative.
It's very rare you meet a hostile person in this industry. Yeah. I think that the mentality overall with a lot of brands and media personalities is like, listen, we're all in this because we enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And there's no like hard feelings between a lot of people. There's a few. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But like at the end of the day, we're all here for the same purpose, which is to reach a broader audience and bring people together and smoke cigars. And I think that if you're in it for those reasons, you're going to succeed no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about this industry.
Absolutely. I'm going to give one last shout out, just on that. Frank from Casa de Monte Cristo, we shot our first video ever there at Tampa Soho location. He's now the Boca leader of Casa de Monte Cristo. He's working up a rank, but that guy would give me the shirt off his back. Like, I think he was the first guy in the industry that told me he loved me, and I was like, I needed that. You know what I mean?
But we love you too, by the way.
I love you guys too. You guys are killing the game. But I think there's like you just said, there's a lot to go around. There's more than enough for everybody to share, eat off each other's plates. Let's have a meal. Back to the family thing. Let's come sit down. Let's hash everything out. Let's just make it happen. And the industry, I'm really glad I fell into this.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
If you haven't yet, check out Cigar TV. Like we said, Roku, best way to view it. You can go on demand. You can also throw on the live feed. Cigar TV is doing a lot of great stuff. We're happy to have Sean here to share more about it with you. And if you go to a lounge and they don't have Cigar TV on the TV all the time, tell them, hey, listen,
Come on.
throw Cigar TV on. Let's do it. But again, Sean, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. It's been great. You're welcome back anytime.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Appreciate
Of course.
you.
Until next week, guys, take care.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cigar Guys Podcast. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the latest episodes. Looking for short form content? Check out all our social media accounts in the description below. And now, a final word from our sponsors.
What if every cigar was considered vintage? What if every cigar that we made was that perfect experience? And so that passion drove us to create Pareil, a cigar without equal. The inspiration between Pareil is 100% all about quality. Everything that we enjoy in our cigars, everything from the tasting notes to the burn, to the aroma, to the way the cigar lights, to the packaging, everything is focused on Pareil cigars. And that's where we came up with our name, Pareil, which is French for without equal, unparalleled. And we take every cigar that we make to that level, making sure that if it isn't something that inspires you to do something more, then it's not part of the portfolio, and that's what drives us every day.